I think I'm live. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. For those of you that this is going out to, I've got this going out to a couple of different groups, and I've noticed the postings look like sale postings. This is a free reading for everyone. I want you guys to know that. If anybody ever wants to contact me via my Facebook business page for paid reading, you're free to do that. But these are collective readings that are available to all whenever they need them, right? So I want you to be aware of that. This is a group forecast for the day of January 10th. It is not set solely for that day. If you see this and the message fits in another time or another space that you're watching it in, that's completely fine. Take it and use it with your highest intelligence and intuition, right? If it doesn't fit, like say what I'm saying doesn't really line up with where you're at in your life or how you're feeling, that's okay too. It just might not be your reading, right? So don't trip on that. Take what you need and leave the rest. I do want to say welcome to anybody that's new to the channel, and welcome back to the people that come in daily. I appreciate you all, and to those that support me over on Patreon, I really appreciate that too. The money that you subscribe over there does help assist me in keeping this channel open and available. I do daily forecasts, so you can always tune in. Please hit that subscribe button over on YouTube and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I go live. Last week and this week, I'm going live every morning and doing the dailies the day of, just to see how the different energy is, if people are liking it better. It makes it a little bit more exciting for me too. And I'm just trying to get back into the swing of being live on camera. Sometimes I don't know, something got lost in 2021. I'm not sure how to get it back. Not lost, I just shouldn't say that, but I did get, I don't know, it just felt like the last half end of 2021 raced by, and I became quite used to not being on camera. Maybe became a bit lazy. So I'm trying to get back into being on camera and being sort of out in public. Good morning, Melinda. So thank you for saying that you love the live mornings. Good, I'm glad you love them. I may continue with them this year. I don't know, just for a change of flavor and pace. So just a couple things for those of you that might see this later that are new to me, or that, maybe watching right now. Never take anything that I say over your own intelligence and intuition. Always trust your own information over mine, right? I'm just here to kind of look at the energies that we share collectively, make you aware of what's going on potentially in your space or around you. That way you can tap into those things that will benefit you, or those perspectives that will benefit you, or avoid maybe some that you don't want to deal with, right? So I'm just here as a source of kind of assistance, support, maybe some validation, all of that kind of stuff, all right? So never, I don't know, I noticed a lot of people on social media, they use these readers like, how do I want to say it? Like they take their information over their own as if their word is the gospel. And let me tell you, me as a reader, I can speak only for myself. My life isn't fully sorted. Just because I'm sitting here behind the camera with the cards doesn't necessarily mean that I have all of the answers to life's questions. I have my problems, my situations, my struggles that I'm just as confounded by as you guys might be in yours. But, sometimes a fresh set of eyes from an outside perspective can give me and you insight into another way to look at something, another way to feel about something, a fresh path to take, all of that. And that's my hope for these readings, is that they assist each and every person that watches them, gives them that fresh perspective and that support that we all kind of need as human beings. We are social creatures, right? All right, so let's get into these cards. Good morning, Lorraine Campbell. How are you, dear? Lorraine Campbell McDonald, good morning. Let's get into these cards and see what's going on for the day. Oh, one other thing too, just a little bit of housekeeping. On the daily videos is all the information on how to get in contact with me if you need a private reading. Also, if you're watching via Facebook or via YouTube, please please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy the content. That helps me, especially over on YouTube. And consider, if you're watching over on Facebook, go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel. I am trying to build subscribers over there. I do want to see 2022 be a I don't know, what do I want to call it? Like an abundant year for all of us. And my abundance is the form of growing my channel is what I'm trying to do. So if you're watching me via Facebook, please take the time to go over and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. You can still continue to watch on Facebook, but hit that thumbs up button, leave me a question or comment. All of that stuff is greatly appreciated. I love the interaction. I love to know if the readings are resonating with people, if they're enjoying them, that sort of a thing. All right, so here's our tarot card for the day. We've got, oh, interesting, the 8 of Cups. Okay, now remember, I am going to refer back to the weekly reading that happened yesterday, because that's the underpinning energy, right? And we had that King of Cups in the midweek. We started off, I believe, with the Ace of Swords, which was like a new way of thought, right? A new way of perceiving things or looking at things, communicating things in our life, something that should benefit us ultimately, right? It might be something that we're not normally used to doing. And then we saw in the midweek, we saw like around Wednesday or Thursday, we should be feeling like the King of Cups, right? In charge of our emotions from a place of compassion and authority, you know, really feeling connected emotionally to our life around us, and maybe a little bit even in charge of what goes on with our emotions, and certainly more in control of our emotions, right? So what I'm thinking here, or how I'm going to translate this card today for us in a broader spectrum, is that the 8 of Cups always represents kind of walking away from a situation that no longer serves us, right? Emotionally, we've maybe been hurt, harmed, whether that be by another party or by ourselves, by staying too long in something that doesn't serve us. But this to me is about walking away from that, being an adult and doing the more like, what's the way, how do I want to put it? Like being the bigger person and choosing to not engage anymore, right? Continuing to like move along our path, move along towards our destiny or whatever it is that we need and where we need to head, and no longer maybe feeding into a cycle of emotional burden, negativity, fighting, whatever it is that we might be walking away from, or a situation that just doesn't serve us in general, right? So when I see that Ace of Swords underpinning this 8 of Cups, to me it is about our thoughts shifting, right? Or opening up and realization of, hey, emotionally, this is not okay with me, right? And I might need to be the bigger person and get up and move on from whatever it may be. Remember, this is broad spectrum, guys. So each one of you might have a different situation going on. It could be a friendship, a partnership, you know, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife. And I'm not saying go out and get a divorce, anybody. I'm just saying I'm going to step away and not engage in that manner anymore because it hurts too much. Either I hurt them too much, or they hurt me too much, or the whole thing is too painful. So the 8 is about kind of growing up in this card in particular. I love how he's looking to the future, right? So he is seeing that sort of idea of, this is no longer serving me, so what can I do to make it better? Do I need to remove myself completely? And sometimes the 8 can represent that, is moving away from a situation that no longer is serving us. He's also like kind of conversing with the moon, which to me would be his intuition, which was closely keyed into not only his spirit, but also his emotions. And our emotions around the situation, be it, you know, work, love, friendship, you know, whatever it may be. It could even be our situation with social media, for Christ's sake. We need to redefine it. You know, we need to listen to our own intuition and our own hearts, in a sense, and begin to move forward in a different way, right? And not engage. There's a wisdom to the 8 of Cups. There's a realization to the 8 of Cups. And I think that that also is mirrored in that Ace of Swords underneath, because the Ace of Swords always is about that new thought, new idea, new communication, inspiration or illumination to seeing something maybe differently than it originally once was to us, right? So I love that we're seeing some Cups energy, because we do have that King of Cups coming into the middle. So if any of you feel down, forlorn, sad, are struggling or confused, this 8 of Cups is an opportunity right now to sort of sort through those feelings, find the answers, and be the bigger person and do what's in your best interest. If that's walking away, great. If that's not engaging in a way that has no longer served you, great. Whatever that answer is for you is your answer, and you will hear it if you listen, right? Listen closely, because to me, I feel like it's coming from maybe a quieter space when we see this moon here. These mountains to me would indicate, and the pathway indicates to me, this has not been maybe the easiest of journeys, and it still might have some work involved. You know, you have to traverse these mountains in front of you. Those mountains could be mountains of emotionality, mountains of resentment or anger, but it's time to kind of do something about the situation, and we are able to be responsible for our part in it. That's the Eight of Cups, okay? And by making those decisions. I also want to say too, I am getting this hit on resting too. Some of us, he's seated here. Generally, as a rule, the Eight of Cups is not seated. He is faced towards the future, but he here is pausing, resting, contemplating, asking the moon of his sort of subconscious or spirit, what do I do here? This is how I feel. This is what this situation has been doing to me. What is the best and most right, informed, balanced decision that I can make emotionally for my own health and healing? And then setting about taking that path. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Now let's look at the Kwan Oracle and see what Miss Kwan has to say. All right. We love her. I'm just digging these two decks together. This is Dance of the Butterfly Queen, card number 5. 5s numerologically indicate change, right? And butterflies traditionally represent the word transformation. So we have two forms of change that I see here in this card. We have the 5, which is that whatever's going on here will be only temporary. Even if it feels a little melancholy or forlorn, there can be a bit of nostalgia in the Eight of Cups or a bit of reflection that's going on there. That's why he's seated. He might be reflecting and reviewing, taking an inventory before moving forward. But the Dance of the Butterfly Queen to me is about the transformation and the enjoyment of that transformation. Remember, yesterday's grounding stone that we are to ground in this week is that idea of enjoyment. Even though this process could be emotional, it could be challenging, we could at times feel maybe alone in our thoughts or our feelings, embrace them as best you can, because when you're able to embrace them, you get to transform them, like the butterflies that are here on the Dance of the Butterfly Queen, right? To me, it feels like she's actually maybe enjoying the transformation. She almost looks to me as if, and it's funny how these cards have played off of each other. Does it not? Am I the only one? Maybe I'm just kooky as hell, but am I not the only one that looks like she is sort of trying to entice this journeyman or journeywoman to come dance with her? Please come change with me. Let me show you the change. Let me swirl you up in my dance and show you the light, right? Let me bring you into this transformation and this change in a way that's potentially joyous and maybe freeing, right? So that is available to you. And that's just what I'm getting from the art of this card. But it almost feels like she's leading off from his card, wanting to take him with her. And he is sort of looking like he is contemplating, do I go? Is now the time? Let's read Dance of the Butterfly Queen really quick. These stories are a little bit long, so it is now story time, guys. Settle in, for those of you that want to stay with the broadcast. And remember, and let me have a sip of coffee. I'm going to go back to that. Grounding stone for this week is enjoy. So try and find enjoyment in those things that you do, even the things that might be a little bit like emotional or struggle bus, contemplative. Be grateful for the fact that you can contemplate today. Be grateful for the fact that you can make these decisions today. They may be hard, you know, or they could pose like two different options that are kind of you're unsure about. But when you find that joy or that enjoyment and you turn it into the dance of transformation, you embrace it more and it becomes more at ease. Does that make sense? And we do have that tower coming at the end of the week. And I always say when you're at ease with the tower and you let go and just fall gracefully, it's so much more of an easier transformation than we expect or that we experience. Does that make sense? Good morning, Beth. How are you, dear? She's calling him to join her. Isn't she not? Like I see it, Melinda. I'm glad you see it too, because sometimes I feel like a total goofball. But she's almost like swirling around him, even though she could be potentially like healing us, right? Or or this could be, I mean, I get a little bit like esoteric with these cards. When I think about this, this could be two representations of ourselves, right? Our masculine, physical, embodied, emotional self, right? And then the more feminine, spiritual aspect of ourselves sort of working together to move us through something that might be challenging right now. All right, let's get to reading the story. Dance of the Butterfly Queen. A pure heart and sincere love attracts divine grace. With the grace of Kwan, Butterfly Queen, that which was impossible becomes possible. From caterpillar to winged creature of delight, you cannot restrain what divine grace ordains, no matter how incredibly it may seem to be, and how incredible it may seem to be. Whatever has been troubling you or whatever has been inspiring you, allow grace to infuse the situation or dream so that it may unfold with divine perfection. Allow the Butterfly Queen to dance. She will bring healing and grace to your life situation now, beloved one, with lightness of step and grace in her heart. What I find interesting here, I'm just going to go off the reading for a moment. It says, whatever has been troubling you or whatever has been inspiring you. And this, to me, the Eight of Cups would indicate troubling me, right, emotionally. But the inspiring part is that Ace of Swords that we saw yesterday in the weekly. So that underpins this. So there is some inspiration even amongst the trouble and the shift. Divine grace flows through the Butterfly Queen with a lightness of touch and with great joy. She bestows blessings of healing, empowerment, and liberation. It flows to those in genuine need and who are ready to receive it. I'm just going to add this. This is me saying this, not in the book. But you guys, we also sometimes have to ask for that with which we need. Like oftentimes I pray to my God or to my angels or to my guides for, please assist me in this if I don't know how maybe to navigate it. There are no limits to what is possible with divine grace. It is the power of the Butterfly Queen Kwan Yin. It is the power that the Butterfly Queen Kwan Yin allows to flow through the pure channel of her heart. Kwan Yin encourages you to be ready to receive her grace and choose to let go of striving and instead to turn to your heart. Calling out, I'm just going to point out this is the Eight of Cups, which would be heart stuff, guys. Calling out to unconditional divine love and beloved Kwan Yin to dance her grace through your life. Divine grace is not suddenly having a valuable lesson taken away from you. It is the intervention of compassionate, unconditionally loving divine intelligence that helps you to realize that you have learned what you can, and now it is time for you to be assisted out of the situation. That is the walking away of the Eight of Cups, guys. To be lifted up into a new vibrational experience. Turn your mind to the expectation of peaceful resolution and inspirational assistance. Let go of deep feelings of unworthiness that require that you must continue to struggle with limited resources on your own. Surrender false notions that allowing others to assist you is dependency, whether these others are in human form or spiritual form on the inner planes. It is interdependence to allow yourself to be assisted and to assist others. You are not handing over your power. You are allowing empowered divine relationship to make your power grow so that you can rise above and be blessed. Butterfly Queen urges you now to let the heaviness of the situation go. Allow your heart to become light as air, as though her butterfly dance was tickling your heart so lightly now. Her grace is reaching to you, beloved. The healing dance of the Butterfly Queen. Allow yourself to find a place in nature or where you can observe something that is beautiful and peaceful, or perhaps sit before your altar at home with some flowers or on it, or even a picture of a beautiful place that you love. You can even close your eyes and visualize that you are in a beautiful, serene place in nature. Allow yourself to notice how every element of that natural setting just is. The water just flows, the trees just grow, the sun just shines, and the rain just falls. There is no effort, there is just flow. Imagine now that your life with all its various components and people is like a scene in nature. Imagine the energy just flowing without restraint. Imagine as you let go of the effort and struggle to get things the way you want them. They are suddenly able to flow and change, to grow as they are meant to grow naturally, according to the divine plan and grace that fills our universe. Say, I now gratefully receive the divine grace and unconditional love of Kwan Yin Butterfly Queen. Thank you for the blessings of grace that now dance through me. May this grace transform my heart and my life into an expression of pure love and higher consciousness. I surrender to the sweetness of your grace and the joyful flow of life. Om Mani Padme Hum. All right, and let's get to the grounding stone and just see what sort of we might want a grounding today while working with these two energies. Okay, I like this, I like this, I like this. This grounding stone. Let me just see here. I have new messages. Right now, Natalie, welcome to the channel. Oh no, stop. Turn off. Oh God, how do I turn it off? Turn off, Siri. Sorry, I just hit my home pod. Right now it is 7:40 a.m., Natalie. And then here's the grounding stone. Sorry, my nice cat hair on the altar. The grounding stone is health. Grounding in our own shush up, Siri. Nobody needs you. Siri, close down. Shut off.
Still on it.
No, I want you to pipe down, Siri. All right. I also realized we're not in Mercury.
I didn't hear back.
Only when I'm live. Siri, stop. I hate you, Siri. Siri, turn off. How do I turn this thing? Siri. There we go. I just unplugged her. Horrible woman. All right. She just wants to be famous, I think. Okay. So what I was going to say is about grounding in health today, keeping a perspective on our own emotional health first and foremost, especially with that 8 of Cups there, but also with the underpinning Ace of Swords. Our mental health should be important too. They are closely connected, and indeed our spiritual health. Remember that yesterday's stone throughout the week is that idea of enjoyment. Wherever we can find enjoyment within and what the work that we do will bring about a better sense of feeling more healthier and happier. That's where we want to be vibrating at that higher level that the dance of the butterfly queen speaks of, right? Like rising, letting go of the old and moving into the new. So maintaining our, with a focus on or a grounding in, I will move forward, and I'm just throwing this out there. I will move forward with sort of, in divine grace for my own health, my spiritual health, my emotional health, my physical health, my mental health. I deserve this. There's a power in sort of making those statements. There's a power in choosing those things for ourselves rather than waiting around for life to fix it for us. Does that make sense? Because the world is a crazy place with a lot of different people, with a lot of different manifestations or their own plans too, and those aren't always going to coincide with ours. So we want to be a purveyor or an advocate for our own healing wherever and whatever way we need that. So give that to yourself today, guys. That is your goal. I'm going to go beat up Siri because she is just needing to be punished at this point. I love that you all tuned in and I really appreciate it. Please, when the video is uploaded over on YouTube, please go over and give it a thumbs up over there because I need to keep my thumbs up ratio high over there so the algorithm will send me more viewers. And please share this video out with anybody where you can, when you can. If you have groups that you join where this would be appreciated and utilized, please feel free to share it. Let people know about me. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a great day and take care. Bye-bye.